Guys, today with the features of the Vital Bracelet BE finally announced officially, this means that in the Vital series for Digimon, there are basically 5 different versions that you can potentially purchase. And many users online are already asking, which version should I buy? I have not started. Or they already own one of these devices and they're wondering which version should they upgrade to. And it just makes things very confusing for those who are not familiar with all the different features in the different versions. And that's why I'm making this video today. And in order to answer those questions, a comparison table of all the features seems necessary. If you don't have a lot of time, you can just take a screenshot of this video. The table basically says it all. You can just look at the table and compare what are the features that your current device has or your current device doesn't have, and then you will know whether you need to upgrade. But if you are willing to listen to a more detailed explanation, do continue watching. You know, Digimon Vital Bracelet that was announced in December 2020 and finally released in March to May 2021 had the most basic VPAD functions for the Vital Bracelet, which is the core function of being able to raise your Digimon on a watch. And the evolution for these Digimons will be based on vitals, battles, trophies, win rates. I won't cover all of the functions because these are easily available online. You can see some of the sites, for example the one by Humalos, or some of the YouTube videos definitely cover the most basic functions that the VPAD Vital Bracelet has. So I won't explain every single one of them, but this core function is common across all the different versions of the Vital Bracelet. Bandai actually released a newer batch of the Digimon Vital Bracelet, the very same ones which are in black, white, and also version special color. The version special color is the one that's in neon green that comes with the VMon DIM card, if you're not aware. Also known as the Ancient Warriors DIM card, and that's what I'm written there. It's in the row called accompanying DIM. It says Ancient Warriors. So in the slightly later batches actually have a slight upgrade where the Vital Bracelet actually earns 4 vitals for every 50 steps instead of just 1 vital value from the original design of the Vital Bracelet. The second feature it also has is that its vital values doesn't nosedive basically, or when it detects a low or no heart rate. The third upgrade was also that the walking status basically activates with just 1 step detected. So these are some of the slight enhancements that have been made for the later batches of the Vital Bracelet. Bandai also released the Digivice V, which is the iconic one with the navy blue band and the accompanying Gammamon DIM card instead of the Impulse City DIM card. And in the Digivice V, there are major upgrades of features that a lot of the users enjoyed. One clear upgrade is the ability to fully control the sleeping time of the Digimon. In the earlier versions, the Digimon had a designated sleeping and active time. So after 9 o'clock, that said Digimon would go to sleep and it will wake up the next day at 9 AM. This was out of the control of the tamers and you would have to manually adjust the time if you like to keep your Digimon awake. But with the Digivice V, you will basically be able to control when your Digimon sleeps by pressing the 2 buttons on the side of the device. And if you need him to wake up, you just press the same 2 buttons and hold and you will wake up. This gave the tamers a lot of control on when to let their Digimon sleep or wake up. The upgrade for the Digivice V was that the evolution timer actually ticks during sleep. So in the original Vital Bracelet design, whenever your Digimon is asleep, the evolution timer is effectively paused. And usually the Digimon sleeps for 12 hours. For example, it sleeps at 8 and it wakes up at 8 AM. What this means is that in a day, the Digimon only has 12 hours of active time. In the original version, if an evolution takes 24 hours to evolve, your Digimon will effectively need 2 days to reach the evolution because it will need 12 hours in the first day and 12 hours in the second day. With the Digivice V, the Digimon evolution timer continues to tick when it sleeps, That means that within 24 hours strictly, your Digimon would evolve. This is a major upgrade, especially for tamers who want to quickly achieve the next evolution. The third major upgrade that came with the Digivice V was the fact that you can connect up to 3 devices per DIM. So in the earlier original Vital Bracelet design, each DIM can only connect to one Vital Bracelet and it's locked to that Vital Bracelet. If you try to get another Vital Bracelet, let's say your friend has another one and he wants to borrow your Ancient Warriors DIM card, when you try to connect your Ancient Warrior DIM card to his Vital Bracelet, it will be rejected. But with the Digivice V, the same DIM card can be connected to another Vital Bracelet, allowing him to hatch another egg. It's also worthy to note that at this point, during the release of Digivice V, another Vital Bracelet was also released called the Vital Bracelet Characters. These are meant for the Ultraman and Kamen Rider DIM cards, which are also called character memory cards, I think. I can't remember exactly. But these cards are meant to be able to be loaded into the Vital Bracelet, meant for characters. But the key here is that the Digimon Vital Bracelet and the Digivice V are meant and designed to work with the Digimon Lab application. So if you are using the Digivice V, you will be familiar that there's an iOS or an Android app you can use to transfer your Digimon from the Vital Bracelet to and fro the app. But the Vital Bracelet characters are designed to work with the Vital Bracelet Character Lab app. So basically there are 2 different apps, one for Digimon and one for characters like Ultraman and Kamen Rider. This is important to note because while the Ultraman DIM cards can be loaded into the Digivice V for you to hatch an Ultraman in that sense, and you can evolve the Ultraman on your Digivice V, that Ultraman is doomed to stay on your Digivice V forever because the NFC for the Digivice V is not recognized by the Vital Bracelet Character Lab app. So when you raise your Ultraman on the Digivice V, you will not be able to transfer that Ultraman to the Vital Bracelet Character Lab app. And you can't transfer the Ultraman to the Digimon Lab app as well because the Ultraman is not recognized on the Digimon Lab. Fans of both Digimon and Ultraman will have to purchase 2 separate bracelets in order to raise both Digimon and Ultraman or Kamen Rider effectively. There has also been a new Vital Bracelet announced that's called the Vital Hero, and I think there are already a lot of videos covering what are the features of Vital Hero, but in short, it is exactly the same as the Digivice V, except that it comes with a different design because it has the DM Digimon logo. Also, the package DIM is different. Instead of the Gamamon DIM like the Digivice V, it comes with the Dinosaur Roar DIM card. It's in short a combination of Matte Black Roar as well as the Agumon DIM card from the EX Volume series. Yet it is not a complete combination, so they have combined some of the Digimons from the 2 DIMs, but they have taken out some of them, and in my opinion they have taken out some of the better Digimons within the rosters, like Gaiomon, who is also known as Samudramon, is one of the stronger Digimons in the Matte Black Roar DIM that does not appear in the Dinosaur Roar roster. So in my opinion, I don't think the Dinosaur Roar is such a good DIM card. If you are planning to buy it just for Dinosaur Roar, you're probably better off buying the Matte Black Roar DIM card if it's still available. For the juicy part of today's update is the latest entry into the Vital Bracelet series, the Vital Bracelet BE. And we still don't really know what BE stands for, but it doesn't really matter. The important part is there are a lot of features in this latest upgrade. So the first upgrade feature is related to an upgrade that came in an earlier generation, specifically about the fact that the DIM can be connected up to multiple devices. So in the Digivice V generation that was mentioned earlier, you'll be able to connect up to 3 devices. But in the latest generation of the Vital Bracelet BE, it is basically unlimited. They removed the constraint entirely. They announced it in their Twitter account. But basically, a DIMM can be connected to any number of Vital Bracelet BEs without constraint. This is a huge implication for many tamers, especially for a group of friends who all have Vital Bracelet BEs. They don't really want to buy multiple of the same DIMM cards. Now you are able to just buy one DIMM card and it can be shared. This upgrade feature within this Vital Bracelet BE is about its water resistance. As you can see in the screenshot, this is the IPX4 water resistance that is built within the Vital Bracelet BE. What this means is that it will be splash proof, and if you're caught in the rain, you're pretty safe. But take note, if you're unfamiliar with the water resistant standards, you can easily Google. IPX4 is one that refers specifically to splash water resistance. What it means is that you are not able to take it to go for a bath or a swim, because those require much higher standards of water resistance. Regardless, this is still a good news for many tamers who have been very concerned about how fragile the earlier generations of the Vital Bracelet has been, because those earlier versions are very susceptible to moisture. Some people don't even dare to bring it into a bathroom because of the amount of moisture buildup that is within the toilet. So now, with this device, you don't have to worry about getting caught in the rain and having to quickly protect your Vital Bracelet in the event of a downpour. So the next upgrade seems to be relating to the fact that in the Vital Bracelet BE series, there will be a concept of your Digimon getting extra boosted stats from your higher level of activity or exercise. As you can see from this animated graphic, the Omegamon is depicted to have a certain level of base stats with some extra stats that are in red on the right that seems to be an extra boost to its base stats because of your activity. This is also iterated in the Vital Bracelet BE website, where there's a part that specifically says that the status of your character changes according to the number of training sessions that you have done, where you can then nurture your own character. And if you look at the heading, it says be the only one. So I think what they're trying to suggest is that your Omegamon will not be the same as your Omegamon of your friends, because your activity level will be different and your stats boost will be different compared to your friend who might have a different set of exercises or activity from you. This announcement about exercising, having additional stats is also represented in this Tokyo Toy Show that also happened today, and in one of the exhibits for the Digivice VV. You can see here that it also has the concept of the exercise adding additional stats onto the Digimon. So, and even from this piece of news, it is clearer that a specific exercise seems to add a specific additional stat boost to the Digimon. So it's not just going to be a general stats boost increase. It seems like sit-up specifically, or also known as crunches, will specifically provide HP 1, and a dash will provide BP, whatever BP stands for. Punching seems to increase your attack points, and squats seems to increase PP. We also don't know what PP stands for. So all these are quite telling of how they're going to implement this mechanic. This feature could be unique to the Vital Bracelet BE only, and that the older devices might not be able to provide this extra stats boost mechanic to your Digimon. But we can't know for sure because there aren't enough details for now. But if you think about it, the older devices also have the same set of 4 exercises. So if the older devices happen to track the number of times that you have done dash or crunches or punching or squats, and that data is transferred over to the app, they could also provide the extra stats boost mechanic, but we can't know for sure until we get more details about this. But for now, it is safe to assume that it could only be unique to the Vital Bracelet BE. The next major upgrade of the Vital Bracelet BE is the concept of cross-franchise memory DIMMs being able to connect to the Vital Bracelet BE. Remember in an earlier part of the video when I mentioned that in the Digivice V generation, an Ultraman or Kamen Rider DIMM can be connected to a Digivice V, but that character will be stuck in the Digivice V because there's no way for the character to go, because it won't be able to be transferred to the Digimon Lab app or the Vital Bracelet characters lab. That problem seems to be resolved in the Vital Bracelet BE generation, as they have clarified that there will be cross-compatibility for those characters or Digimon DIMMs into the Vital Bracelet BE. As you can see from this exhibit stand in the Vital Bracelet booth on the Tokyo Toy Show, if you look closely, you can see that this logo clarifies that both VBM, which is the DIMM name for Vital Bracelet characters, and the DIMM card will be able to be connected to your Vital Bracelet BE. That means that you'll be able to load your character VBMs to the Vital Bracelet and be able to rear them. But what we do not have enough clarity is how this will be executed. It could be option A, where the Digimon will be able to be loaded to your Vital Bracelet BE, but when it's transferred, it needs to go into the Digimon Lab app. And when you load a character DIMM like your Ultraman to your Vital Bracelet BE, you will need to transfer your Ultraman specifically to the Vital Bracelet character lab. So they must go to their respective environments when you're transferring from the bracelet to the app. Or it could be option B, where they create a super app, meaning you have just one app for both Digimon and Vital Bracelet characters, and whether it's Digimon that you have on your Vital Bracelet BE or your Ultraman can be transferred to that very same app. I think option B honestly is very tech heavy and very unlikely. Not to mention you have to think about how to manage all the users who are on the two different apps now to combine into one super app. I hope that they implement B, but I don't think that is likely. It is more likely that they will just give the ability for the Vital Bracelet BE to be able to transfer the respective franchises into the respective lab apps, meaning your Digimon will go to your Digimon Lab app and maybe your Demon Slayer will go to the Vital Bracelet character lab. So that could be the way that they implement it. Having said that, this is still amazing news, because what this means is that once you own a Vital Bracelet BE, you will be able to load many different type of DIMMs or VBMs, such as obviously the Digimon franchise, the Demon Slayer franchise, Hero Academia. These are all those DIMMs that are mentioned in the Tokyo Toy Show, and fans of all these series now no longer need to own both the Digimon Vital Bracelet as well as the Vital Bracelet character. Upgrade of the Vital Bracelet BE is in this poster. So basically what it says is that the new Vital Bracelet BE will be 10% slimmer than the existing model of Vital Bracelet. That's great news, because there's a lot of feedback from users that they find the Vital Bracelet too bulky. So of course it can get slimmer than this, but any improvement is better than no improvement, right? Another interesting part of the upgrade to Bracelet BE is in this part of the picture where you can see a micro SD card. So what it means is that The Bracelet BE can be upgraded for its firmware by the use of micro SD card. Honestly, it is hard to make out what are the implications of this upgrade because there's too little information about it. Will they be selling these micro SD card upgrades, or will they be just providing these software files for you to download and put into a micro SD card for you to update the firmware yourself for free? We really don't know, but this is an interesting feature to know. Another interesting thing about the Vital Bracelet BE is that, as you can see, there is a Digivice VV version that is also on display, which has a different logo and design from the Bracelet BE colors that you saw earlier, which were transparent white and transparent black. But the implication is that the Digivice VV here is apparently just a slightly different appearance from the Bracelet BE. But at the end of the day, the firmware and the hardware basically will be identical to the Vital Bracelet BE. You can think of it as how the Vital Hero has the exact same hardware as the Digivice V, just that it has a different color band and it has the DM logo instead. More importantly is the diagram on the right. So what you can see here is that there seems to be a 25th anniversary poster talking about how this year marks the 25th anniversary since the Liquid Crystal Display Digital Monsters toys were released, with the classic Digital Monster brick design of the V-Pad, and that brick design of the V-Pad is even on display here. And you can see a silhouette saying coming soon with a 25th anniversary logo on it. So to me, I think what it means is that there should be a different design specifically for the 25th anniversary of the Digital Monsters. This could mean many things. I don't really like to be speculative. Honestly, I would have preferred to do this video after I get the exact information on the 25th anniversary device, but we don't really have a choice because we don't know when they will actually announce this, and many of you have been asking for a video on helping you to choose which device to buy. So, but my guess on the 25th anniversary is that it has to be related to the brick devices somehow. It could be that the band and the buttons have the unique color of the old V-Pad, like the grey or the brown, and those could be the buttons and the band color. So that's how they have been making the device unique to the specific franchise anyway. Another way that they could make it relevant to the 25th anniversary Digimon and the classic V-Pads is that the DIM cards that come with it could be based on the traditional Digimon V-Pad. In summary, the latest Vital Bracelet BE is equivalent to the Digivice VV, and it's very likely equivalent to the Digimon 25th anniversary. I don't think they will have a different firmware anyway. It's probably just a different design. And so basically you have 5 different kinds of Digimon Vital bracelets that you can choose from if you have not bought one. Honestly, if you have not bought one, the clear choice of device that you should buy is to wait for the Bracelet BE because of all the features that I've just mentioned. The rightmost column is the way to go if you still have not bought a Vital bracelet so far. There is one reason you might actually prefer to go for something more recent, because we don't know when the release of Vital Bracelet BE will be. It could be many months down the road, maybe August or September. We have yet to receive an official date. And if it's so many months later, and that's a release date in Japan, it could take another month or so to be shipped to your country after you have pre-ordered it. So some of the people might not be able to wait so long and they just want to try their hands on raising a V-Pad now. Then you will have to look at the devices that are currently on release. Among the devices that are already on release, honestly, I would recommend getting the Digivice V or the Vital Hero if it's available in your market, because the quality of life features from those two devices are huge on your experience. Personally, I really enjoyed using the Digivice V because I want to quickly raise Digimons through the DIMS. As you know, I'm actually recording journal logs of the Digimons that I raise, and having full control of the sleeping time as well as the evolution timer ticking through during the sleep time of the Digimon is very helpful for me to quickly raise Digimons that I want. So honestly, I would not recommend getting the original Vital bracelet at this point because it is just so outdated. If you already own a Digimon Vital bracelet and you're thinking about whether to upgrade to a Digivice V or a Vital Hero, you have to think carefully about the features that you will see in a Vital bracelet BE. Maybe the question you need to ask is, will you buy both? If you are planning to buy the Digivice V and when the Vital bracelet BE is released, will you buy it as well? Because honestly, I think the features that are in the bracelet BE are not to be missed. They are a must get. Another reason that I feel strongly that you need to get the bracelet BE is not listed on the table here, is the fact that you are future-proofing your journey on the Digimon DIMS. Regarding future-proofing that I mentioned for the Vital bracelet BE, it is relating to this piece of news in the poster. As you can see, it specifically mentions that the Vital bracelet BE will be able to record 23 Digimons going forward. While this is exciting news, because what it means is that in the future, your DIMS will contain 23 Digimons instead of the current 17. This has a huge implication of the existing Vital bracelet and Digivice V, because these devices are currently compatible to DIMS which have rosters of 17. And we have seen that even when they want to add a rookie, for example, they have to reduce Mega in the roster itself. It clearly shows that there's a limitation of a maximum of 17 Digimon within the DIM. As such, if the existing devices truly can only load 17 Digimon, and this upgrade to 23 Digimon being loaded is a feature of the Vital bracelet BE, this also means that after the Frontier batch of DIMS, maybe newer DIMS that have 23 Digimons in their roster might not be compatible to your existing device, such as your Digivice V or your original Vital bracelet. Because if those devices have a constraint of 17 Digimons on the roster, it is very likely that they will not be able to load those newer DIMS. So back to this table again, if you currently own an original Vital bracelet and you're thinking about upgrading, you have to choose the bracelet BE as your choice of upgrade, unless you're planning to buy both. But basically, by not buying the bracelet BE, there's a high chance that you will not be able to load the newer DIMS that will be released in the future. Similarly, if you already own the Digivice V, I still think that the bracelet BE is still a worthy upgrade. So the waterproofing, the fact that you can get extra stats boost, or the fact that you can connect to multiple franchise DIMS, and the slimmer design is really worth the upgrade. If you can afford it, just go for it. I think it's a good choice. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and go ahead and share this video if you think your friend will find it useful. I'm still doing logs on the Digimons that I've raised on the app, so if you're interested, do check them out. Otherwise, thank you for watching.